1. Hello, and welcome back to Pugmire Pioneer Puppers, episode 15.
Oh
my
fuck!
god!
Yeah,
That is
we
nothing
have
to bark
made
at,
it
y'all.
far. Half of 30.
Half
Oh
30.
shit! I'm proud of us.
Yee.
Oh
Alright,
my god.
and yes, we were going to. There was a little bit of sad information that Rosabella got after the session last time from her sister Lily.
Mm.
And yes, there is a plan to meet up with the Inquisitors.
Oh shit! So I know where we ended last time. Weren't we heading back to the house?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to get clean because they still
We-
got blood on them.
We really do need to get clean. We need to get I don't know, doggy blue shampooed.
I'm just saying, I think it's funny because I actually did. It's not like I forgot what happened last session. I remember what happened last session, but he brought that up, and now I'm just like, no, oh no, I remember.
I'm sorry, but I had to make a note of it because we didn't talk about it on camera.
Yeah, it's okay, Jess. I'm hugging you. I'm holding you. It's okay.
I'm gonna cry again.
I'm holding you so tight. Please don't cry again, because then I'll cry.
Also,
And then this entire session is
also
gonna be us crying.
in process of remembering that was said, also remembered that Rosabella stabbed her.
I didn't hear a thing you said
No, all I
after
heard
you
was
said
Rosabella
Rosabella.
stabbed.
Yeah,
That's
that's
it.
essentially what it was. It was Rosabella cut into somebody.
Yes, Rosabella tortured someone.
Rosabella
Alexandria
tortured
suplex,
somebody with
man.
a smile on her face. So yes, continue, Talon. Sorry.
Yes. So, it does not take the party long to reach the main manor of the Pomeranian household. Where,
No,
yes, there is. The three of you walk in to applause from the maids. And Rex just beaming from the top of the stairs.
oh my god.
Rosabella just smiles back. Kind of straightens up a little more.
After about 10 seconds of applause, the maids go off and go back to cleaning the house, and one of the scullery maids comes by and, your baths are ready. They will be hot when you get there.
Thank you.
Well, I assume that they're gonna go.
Yeah.
Time to get clean.
Yes, please. Alexandria is so ready to get the blood off of her.
Rosabella's indifferent to it.
Alexandria may not have bitched this entire time, but the girl is not happy.
You'll. It'll. We will jump over the whole bath scene. We don't have to go through that.
Oh.
It's very fancy. There's some bubbles.
Yes, absolutely. Probably the smell of lilac.
Ah, hell yeah.
Washing the stress away from the day.
No longer bloodstained. Rosabella now is perfectly white again. It's great. 2020? 10 out of 10. I know how words work.
So,
But
while the two of you are taking your respective baths and getting clean, there is a knock on the door of the Pomeranian household.
oh,
Echo, your father has arrived.
Oh.
oh shit.
You there, kiddo?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Yes. The maids open the door, and Echo's father enters the building. He is dressed in the typical lesser noble's robes, but he is also wearing the habit of a shepherd and carrying the Book of Man. He comes up and gives Echo a hug, and I've heard everything that's been going on and how well you're doing as an adventurer. I'm quite proud of you, son. And he holds up the book. I have been hired to do the services for the next this unfortunate circumstances that has befallen your friend's family. It hasn't been that long since we've seen each other. Are you a little overwhelmed to remember that I can do services?
I don't know what to say.
Yeah. Okay. Well, after spending some time with Echo, his father will be led by one of the maids to go over the details with Rex. And one of the blasted dogs just unplugged my freaking Ethernet cable. Yay.
That's always fun.
Yeah. So, yeah, you finish your baths and come out squeaky clean.
Squeaky clean.
And yes, as the two of you are actually, give me a second to roll a D100
Oh no.
for each of you.
Oh no.
Fun.
Terrified.
Rosabella,
Oh god.
you are more efficient, less primpy than Alexandria. So you are dried, dressed. You step out of the bathing room, and there is a slightly taller Echo standing in the doorway talking to Rex.
Oh. Rosabella kind of squints a little bit because, like, it's kind of one of those double takes kind of situations because Echo wasn't that tall. Last she remembers.
He is also wearing shepherd's robes and carrying the Book of Man in his left hand, while animatedly talking with his right hand.
Okay, Rosabella's gonna kind of like look at Rex, like raising an eyebrow of, who's this?
He will kind of give a nod and, oh, this is, Chaplain Shiba Inu. I believe he is the father of your, companion.
Rosabella walks up and just kind of nods. Good to meet you, sir.
And he'll give a, slight nod and a, yes, in another occasion you might call me, Earl.
Okay.
Oddly enough, that is my name and my title.
Oh shit.
Sorry, Jessica's over here thinking this is kind of cute. Sorry.
Yes.
No, it's fine. I'm just thinking about the fact his parents named him Earl. Earl.
Earl.
Yeah. Well, so the title of Earl is one that he picked up through meritorious means.
Okay. Okay.
That's why they're lesser nobles.
It's still really cute, but
Yeah.
um, but Rosabella kind of nods and just she looks at the book in his hand and assuming what he's probably there for, but she
Yes.
also is kind of like, do I need to stay here? It's not like she's saying it out loud, but like
Yeah, Rex kind of just gives you the shoe gesture, like, run along.
she kind of nods her head at both of them and smiles at Rex and takes not take off, but like she walks towards where Alexandria more than likely will be.
It's still the bath. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
Probably still the bath, yeah.
Yeah, you walk into the Alexandria's bathroom to a cloud of perfume. I mean, let's be honest here.
No, we're gonna be completely honest here. It's definitely the perfume. She also definitely had the maids refill the perfume bottle she carries.
Yep.
Because it was getting low. But it's definitely like there's perfume, there's like so many she's using like the expensive conditioner.
Mm.
Like walks in and just good lord.
What?
Really this much? This much?
I smell
Isn't this
like
a little bit over the top?
it is nowhere near over the top. It's
Oh,
just
I assume that you wish there was more.
Alexandria cannot make eye contact for a second. She kind of like looks away and then just clears her throat and just I might, but still.
So yes, while the servants' bathing room is a typical, more than likely a clawfoot type tub with a drain in the bottom and a well crook nearby that you can raise the water up, dump it into the pot, and just dump it directly into the bathtub. The royal bathroom, especially of Alexandria, is a large kiddie pool sized bathtub sunken into the floor that has a continuous running spout of hot water.
Oh hell yeah. Knowing
Oh my
Alexandria,
God.
I do think that it's just like the bubble bath vibes. Like it's she definitely if there were colored tablets in this world, she uses colored
Oh,
tablets.
they absolutely have them.
There's like pink colored tablet. Watch this. Let's go with light purple colored tablet, rose petals, the scent of perfume in the air. Like it is, you know Alexandria by this point.
Yep.
Um,
There is even one of the maids is lightly playing a violin in the corner.
yes.
Lord. Rosabella just looks at the maid with a I'm so sorry, this is still your life.
Oh, 1 second. You are starting to buzz, Jess.
Okay, give it a second.
Better.
It is way better. Um, I just listen. Alexandria is an extra little Pomeranian. That's never gonna change. She might not complain as much, but she's never gonna lose that extra
So-
part of herself.
One of the maids actually shows up with a few of the bottles from Twitch's hair supply that was left behind.
Oh my god.
Does Alexandria recognize those on sight?
They're all different potions. Each one has a different ability.
But is she able to recognize them as
Yes.
the Twitches?
Yes, they have Twitch's brand marking on them.
Instantly, she holds a paw up and just, you can leave those on the counter. It was hard enough balancing it properly. But thank you.
Yes. And she'll kind of hurry out.
And I think with that, Alexandria regretfully, because Rosabella is in the room with her now, regretfully pulls herself out of her perfect bath, grabs like a robe after she dries herself off, and like wraps herself up in this super fluffy robe. So, did you need something specific?
Well, As I was leaving my room, I saw Echo's father.
You saw what?
Echo's father talking to Rex. Or grandfather, sorry.
Was he visiting for some reason specific? And Alexandria is definitely like just a little bit quicker, like running a brush through her fur. Like she's got the blow dryer out. Like, and I think as she's talking, she kind of like stops for a second and just, Jasmine, you're free to leave. Thank you again.
Yes,
And kind of
ma'am.
like waves the servant out.
So, Alexandria, give me a no culture.
Oh shit. Oh,
Because being a lesser noble, you have ran into Earl Shiba Inu before.
Oh hell yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, no, that's not bad at all. You do remember that he is the court's chaplain. He is a lesser noble who rose through the ranks because of his meritorious service in selflessly performing healing and certain funerary rites for nobility. He was he is known to be quite discreet, fast, and studious.
So I think after she says like, "Why would he be here?" She kind of stops for a second and sighs, and he's here for Mika's funeral, isn't he? Or at least beginning the preparations of it.
Hey, you're cutting out. Sorry.
No, why am I cutting out?
But yeah,
So
Pugmire funerals typically take about 3 to 4 days to prepare.
Mhm. Dear God,
Hmm.
my asthmatic ass is dying. But I think he's here for Micah's funeral, isn't he?
For the funeral?
Yeah, am I still cutting out?
Yeah, sorry.
Am I cutting out on everyone's end?
No, I think it's just on her end.
Okay.
It's either cutting out or like it was cutting out for a minute there, but also you got soft, so I can't tell if that's just
Right.
you not being
Nah.
close or if I'm just like
Okay, I'm gonna do what you told me to do. Is it better if I get like weirdly close to my microphone, like lips to my
yes,
microphone?
absolutely. That is so beautiful.
All right.
I hate this. I hate this fact. I don't like being this close to my microphone.
It sounds so nice to be able to hear your beautiful
I
voice.
have no problem with it.
Yeah,
Does it sound better, Talon? But does
it's louder.
Oh, it feels so weird. I
Yeah.
hate this. I hate sitting like this. But yet again, this feels weird. Ah.
Yep. So,
Like I'm telling you, you don't have to be like right up on the mic because your mic is pretty good, but like just close, just closer, not
yeah, project a
sitting
bit more.
back.
Sorry, I'll speak from my gut a bit more right down here. I always forget to do that.
Which I don't have that problem. I have a headset.
Fair.
Listen. When I get a computer, it's over for everybody.
God. But he's here for Micah's funeral, isn't he?
I'm assuming so.
It's Misha. It's
Oh
Russian.
fuck. Oh fuck, everyone autocorrect that. Everyone heard Misha. That's exactly what I said, and I totally didn't kind of forget the name from the last couple sessions.
It's fine.
But yeah, so I think Alexander gives like a little nod and just sighs softly and well, I'm not surprised. From what I remember hearing about, him, he's well known for being, well, committed to his job, if nothing else. Is that the only reason you came?
Okay, pause. I have no clue what you just said at all.
Try try rotating your coax on your phone about 10, 12 degrees. See if that helps any with the connection.
Wah.
On the headphones.
I twisted it a bit.
That's a lot better. There's no buzz. Now try that again.
From the top. 1, 2, 3. Is that the
Thought
only
I
reason you came?
well, it was mostly they were right outside my door, right?
Yeah,
So I I just didn't know what to say. So
To them?
I looked at grandfather, I guess with a look of help, and he sent me away.
Fair enough, well. And I think Alexandria kind of shakes her head a bit and just kind of motions towards. I imagine she has like extra seats at her like
yeah.
vanity
There's
area.
like stools and things like that, and
Yeah.
there's servant seats, and yeah. There's only one big comfy chair in the room.
That's Alexandria's chair.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
But she kind of like waves towards one of the seats near her own and just, well, take a seat then. Make yourself comfortable. As soon as I'm ready, if he's still here, I can help you go converse with him. It may go a bit quicker if you're willing to help, however.
All right,
But yeah,
Rosebella will take a seat and just kind of sit back.
Rex's office is not that far from the servants' bathrooms.
Of course. Is that what the role was for?
Was that what the role was for? Yes, to see who actually ran into him first.
Of course.
But yeah, Alexandria just really quickly just, brushes her fur out, gets it perfectly dried. Um, Puts the leave-in conditioner in so it's less likely to tangle. Adds a little bit extra perfume so there's no chance of her smelling like wet dog. The whole 9 yards. Um, and then after she's like got everything good, she'll just get dressed in her like little outfit, put back on her noble pin, that now no longer has a tracker, which is
Yes.
beautiful and wonderful. And just turn to Rosabella and just, how do I look then?
You look beautiful as always.
And she'll give her like a little smile and just, thank you. Now lead the way.
And Rosabella would stand up and I guess head that way.
You both head out the door, dressed and cleaned and quite fluffy at this point in time.
She would be able to make so much static right now if she needed
Yes.
to.
As you step out the door and through a secondary door, because of course this is in Alexandria's whole little room area, you walk out into the hallway to hushed voices behind Rex's closed door.
Can Alexandria kind of hold up a paw towards Rosabella to like stop and then sneak a little closer and see if she can hear?
Yeah.
What would that be? Would I need
That-
to?
If you're actually wanting to sneak, that would be a stealth check, and to listen in, it will need a notice check.
Okay. Let's see if that works first. Oh, god damn it. I'm using a card. She's good at sneaking. That's slightly better.
Moment. I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna exit call, come back in, and see if it helps me at radio.
Okay. And then I don't know if that was quiet enough, but she does notice a lot, even if that wasn't insanely quiet for her.
Yes.
Why can't I get the good rolls on the things she's meant to do, right, Talon?
Right. It's just how it happens.
Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Yep, we can
Yeah,
hear
I can
you.
hear you. Can you hear us?
Cool. Yes.
Hell yeah.
Sorry.
All right.
You're good. It would not be a Pugmire session without audio
A little
quality.
bit of
It's
technical
always-
difficulties.
It's always my audio tech.
Not always.
No, it's been all. I think it's been all of ours at this point,
Yep.
so it's okay. It evens out. But yeah, a 10 and a 17, Talon. What does
Yep.
that get me?
So, luckily, Rex is not so paranoid that he would have a Nightingale floor installed. However, the floorboards do still creak upon occasion. But you are able to get up to the door close enough to not necessarily put your ear against it, but to hear the conversation going on.
Mm-hmm.
And it is mostly business talk. I won't bore you with the details. Flower arrangements, coffin, that sort of thing.
Oh, that, I do think for a second Alexandria winces, knowing the impact this has on the family and knowing who has passed, even though she herself was never too close with the Branch family members. Um, I think she waits for a pause in the conversation, trying to pick a moment where it won't be too obvious that she was listening in, and kind of raises a paw and knocks on the door.
Yeah, the pause happens kind of naturally, and you knock and come in.
So with that, she'll kind of step forward, open the door, and just, I apologize for the interruption, grandfather.
Mhm.
I just wanted to greet our guest, considering it would be rude if I did not when I'm home.
Uh, Earl Shiba Inu gives a slight bow as
Alex
he's in work mode, so he doesn't go the full formal route.
Mhm. Alexandria will meet it with a not crazy deep curtsy, considering I believe that the Pomeranian family is a bit above in status above
Mhm.
him. Following that very like these are the rules that we gotta go by
Yep.
society. Um before just so you are Echo's father then?
Yes. I do realize my son is not the most talkative, but he is good with what he knows.
That he is. From what I've heard about you in the past, it seems he falls in your path when it comes to the ability to manipulate magic, as it were. He's
Yes,
quite skilled.
I am quite proud of him, and from the reports I've been getting, he has been instrumental in helping out your little. He kind of does this little finger waggly thing with his paw, adventuring group.
That he has. And she kind of gives like a polite little nod. Um, and kind of takes a moment to kind of peek back towards Rosabella. Tips her head slightly to the
Rosabella,
side, as in like, come in the room.
Rosabella, she is used to not speaking much in these type of scenarios because
Mhm.
she just, I mean, she just recently like recently became free, so she's so used to being behind
Alexandria.
Alexandra in these aspects. So she just kind of looks at Alexandria with a little like eyebrow raised, but then also steps right behind her and just again politely nods.
Yep.
She's
Uh,
not
er,
again. She's not used to speaking much
yep.
to
To
Mhm.
nobility.
nobility.
Earl Shiba Inu will give a equally polite nod, and looking over your new insignia and everything that has been added to your uniform, there's a slight sniff from him. It, you can roll a sense motive if you wish.
Yeah.
Okay. Um.
Oh, I muted. I didn't realize I
Yep.
muted.
So let me roll his opposed now that you both rolled.
Get low, get low.
Okay.
Putting
Um.
low vibes isn't
You're
low.
not quite sure what it was about, but from the learning you've had to do since technically becoming a maid noble yourself, you are about the same rank as him. Although your rank is on the cat's side, not the dog's side.
Hmm.
Mm. Oh, I know what that sniff was about.
Rosabella kind of, at the sniff, just kind of raises an eyebrow, but she, again, does not say anything. But to her, like, she, while she doesn't say anything, she is a little peeved
Mhm, mhm.
because it feels disrespectful in a way.
It is slightly.
So to her, like, regardless, to her, no nobility is nobility, and as well as people are people, and by that I mean dogs are dogs.
Mhm.
Mhm, mhm.
um, and she always has disliked ranking systems to an extent. So for her, it's what does it matter?
Right.
As well as, is this the time to actually be acting that way?
Yeah, this is kind of Rosabella's first time of actually spending any time with nobility outside of the immediate friends and family of the Pomeranians.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, this is not an uncommon reaction, especially to seeing a rank of nobility from the Mao side
Mhm.
for the Pugmire
Yeah,
nobility.
she
Mhm.
figured that that would probably not go over too well, but at the same time, like, again.
Right, of course. Yeah, it is somewhat insulting. It's not a direct and open insult, but it is an insult
An insult's an
nonetheless.
insult. Rosabella, again, maintains, like, her silence, aside from the raised eyebrow, in a sense of, like, oh, really? Um, but she quickly schools her features and looks towards Rex at this point.
He kind of has a his typical how are they going to react grin on his face as he's just been watching the goings on, and it's lovely to see you girls here, but it is about time we get back to matters at hand. Uh, Technically, my brother should be doing this, but since he's recently retired, I don't want to put the brunt of the work on his new heir.
Of course, grandfather, and it was not our intent to interrupt for too long or overstay our welcome. But
Rosabella kind of smiles a little bit towards the air part.
oh, um, and I think with that, Alexandria will give like a polite nod of her little head. Um, kind of grab Rosabella's sleeve on the way out, and just come along then, and kind of just start guiding her out.
Hmm.
Rosabella, before she leaves, stares at the Earl and just kind of smirks a bit and leaves.
You,
Lord,
as you're walking out, you just hear, "Go with man."
oh shit.
Mhm.
Listen, he gives me hypocrite vibes.
A little bit.
Sorry, Echo, we're gonna fight your dad. um, but yeah, Alexandria will kind of guide Rosabella out. Um, what time is it now? Is it getting like closer to evening?
It would be closer to evening, yes.
So I imagine they have like a short little dinner.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sorry, as they're walking, Rosabella is just gonna kind of look at Alexandria and just, oh, he is lucky that it is not the time, nor the place.
Oh, I
Actually,
know.
it would be the place.
It would be the place because grandfather wouldn't get upset, but remember there are certain rules you need to follow now that you are a noble.
I am
And
noble,
I
which
know,
is why that type of disrespect I should not
I
handle
understand that,
lightly.
but given that the two of you are in similar rank, if you misspeak, it could cause further issues for the family.
As I didn't
Um,
speak, though.
you didn't, and I'm proud of you for that. But,
I feel like grandfather might be a little disappointed.
oh, he definitely is. He's always looking for a fight, even when there
Oh,
should not be one. But
hmm.
I will say, it did take everything in me to not wipe the little smile off of his face. But we have other matters to worry about in the morning. I, at least, will be heading to the Inquisitors. If you wish to attend, you are more than welcome.
If you want me there, it won't
Ros-
bother me one bit.
Rosabella, as
Hmm?
frustrating as you can be at times, when have I never wanted you by my side?
It was just a solution if you wanted me to not be there. I will.
Of course. Before then, we can grab something quick from the kitchens. I suppose dinner is likely already past. And then
Oh, I didn't realize how hungry I was. Okay, now they can head towards dinner.
Yep.
Yeah, they can have their cute little dinner, whatever the kitchens have.
So
Head into bed.
there is an eternal stew always ready if someone is there and hungry.
Oh.
It is I don't know historically if you know about it, but an eternal stew is basically you start it meat, vegetables, and you just add water and meat and vegetables as it gets low.
Mm-hmm. Love that.
I do love that.
Mm-hmm.
So
So I suppose
there
they
is
can both
always
get a.
some, yeah, it's a bit after the typical supper time, but they also know that you've been through an ordeal, so there are bowls waiting ready to be ladled out and served.
Hell yeah. Um, are they gonna dish the bowls out for us, or is there no one in this kitchen currently?
There is someone in the kitchen, but it is not a servant.
Who's in the kitchen?
With their mottled tan fur that is starting to go gray around the temples is a refined Pomeranian woman eating a bowl of stew.
Oh no. Does Alexandria recognize her?
Yes,
I would
Who is it?
assume you do.
I don't know. There's a lot of Pomeranians in this family.
there are indeed.
Who is it, Talon?
Well, I have to look through the names real quick.
Oh fuck, we gotta confirm it's a sibling. Just grab my hands.
I'm grabbing them.
She only has one other female sibling, so I'm pretty sure I know who it is.
Yep, it would be Fiona.
Oh god. And if I remember properly, we have established that Alexandria's relationship with her other siblings is not great.
No, Fiona is a lawyer.
Oh no! And I'm a thief!
Yes!
Uh, so I think Alexandria, in an instant, straightens the fuck up. Like, the tallest she can make herself, which is her 4'11" height, without going on her tippy toes. Um, and she puts on like this fake little smile that does not reach her eyes. And just, Fiona, I wasn't expecting you home quite so quickly.
Well, when you receive a letter and when you receive a letter from grandfather and a sending from your sister telling you that a lot of things are happening, kinda takes precedence to return home.
Of course. I hope your time out has treated you well.
Uh, as well as can be. A lot of the legal precedents in Pugmire could be rewritten and it wouldn't be that painful.
Of course. Every fucking muscle in her body is tense as all hell. That bath is now
How's
worthless.
Talon,
Yes.
uh, would I need to do any type of roll to know how she feels about Rosabella?
You could. Technically, this would be an unopposed sense motive.
Okay, because I just want to know what I'm walking into.
So, from history, from just your family history, um, she doesn't. She's not the kind to look at servants like they're servants. They're beneath me.
Uh-huh.
But the guards are something different because each of the grandchildren has their own bodyguard.
Oh, it's her. Well, no, you said it was just her. Okay,
It is just her. Um,
cool.
she rejected her bodyguard when she went into the legal field.
Oh,
She
fuck.
actually fired them.
Oh, fuck. Um, so here's the thing is I definitely think Alexandria has like this moment of silent like respecting Rosabella and looking good.
Hmm.
Because she could ask Rosabella to serve plates and like all that. And I think after a moment she kind of just has like that mental struggle and then just chooses to respect Rosabella
And does it yourself.
and does it herself.
As you
Rosabella,
start.
before
Yeah.
she does, Rosabella, before she does, just shakes her head, like with a smile on her face, and just go sit down.
She's cursed Alexandria. Alexandria was going to abscond.
Yeah. Seeing Fiona watching this actually breaks out into a warm smile. Well, I can see
Rosabella
you're
starts getting
Oh, she breaks
purple
out.
and
Yep.
Yeah.
Alexandria's.
I can see you're still taking care of my sister. And she actually was starting to do something on her own.
I'm quite capable of handling quite a few different things on my own, Fiona.
I am aware.
Oh.
Well,
Alexandria
I would
just
say it's habit, but this is more out of affection.
Alexandria's just settling down at the table across
Yep.
from her. That fake smile still on her face. Definitely having like a silent talk of, "Don't bare your teeth. Don't bare your teeth." Um.
Rosabella kind of looks towards Alexandria and gives her this kind of like look that, since the two have known each other long enough,
Mhm.
is more of a look of hold your ground.
So, oddly, as you're sitting across from Fiona, she actually has a warm smile on her face.
Oh shit.
This is very unusual for her. Normally, she has the ironclad poker face on.
Oh shit. So I think Alexandria just kind of raises a little brow in like that silent question before she just is
As
something specific have you so overjoyed?
yes, actually, she places a large bundle of papers on the table and slides them to you, Alexandria.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no. Alexandria slowly takes the papers.
So, I had an interesting conversation with Yosha the other day.
Oh no. Did you now?
Yes.
About
Grandfather
what
was
exactly?
very insistent, especially after. What were his exact words? Cleaning up your mess.
Oh no. He had no need of cleaning up our mess. There was just certain things that we were handling and it would have been fine on our own.
Yes, well, thanks to that, I've gotten a promotion.
Oh no. And what exactly does your promotion entail?
Well, I'm now a full partner at the legal company that I have been striving at for several years now, and I am now entitled to look after royal law.
Oh no. are you now? As Alexandria is like looking through the papers.
Yep. They are essentially one of the papers out of the stack is a restraining order.
Are you for real?
For it's against Alexandria and Rosabella.
Are you fucking kidding me? And I think Alexandria looks up and did you just serve me papers?
I have.
Did you even speak with grandfather about that?
He told me to be tactful, so I've tried not to ruin the surprise.
Right. And why are you serving them now when you know in a few weeks there will be a funeral hosted?
Because serving papers to someone at a funeral is not tactful.
Right, neither is serving them when one will be in a few weeks. You can maintain it until the grief period has passed. Or were you just far too excited and unable to contain yourself?
Well, actually, I figured I would do a favor for you. Keep looking through the papers.
Alexandria is still going, still going.
Yep. So the second sheaf of papers there is a determination of legal right. Basically absolving Rosabella and Alexandria of any wrongdoing for calling out the army, because this was an emergency situation where not all information was known to the facts. And it is also absolving the restraining order.
I think Alexandria looks at the restraining order and then back at the paper and then looks at the and just. Did you even need to hand me a restraining order in the first place?
Everything was served on the same day, although it was also ratified on the same day. It has been hectic.
Rosabella gives a little giggle.
Alexandria is shooting her a dirty look.
Yep.
Because
Here's the question: who sent out the restraining order? Because I'm assuming it was the sibling.
Yep.
Like it was her restraining order against Alexandria.
Yes.
and Rosabella.
Yeah, it's against the both of you.
Can I ask what the purpose was of you even placing a restraining order on us if you were going to absolve it?
Oh, I didn't place the restraining order. I'm just the one that ratified it. So the restraining order was actually placed upon you from the army. But they need a noble of... I always forget the terms. What is it? Public standing to sign the papers and ratify them. So my name had to go on the paperwork.
Okay.
Basically, you were not... Before they were absolved, you would not have been able to call upon any of the armed forces other than our personal levy unless it was a case of an emergency. But while it was deemed an emergency, that was resolved. But keep reading. Get to the last papers.
Okay, Alexandria's gonna keep going.
The fifth sheaf in the stack is a commendation for swift action, and it is naming Rosabella as the head of an international task force.
Oh fuck.
Rosabella's eyes just widen a little bit. And she turns to what was her name?
Fiona.
Fiona.
Fiona. She turns towards Fiona and just what?
You're a noble for the cats, my dear. You ought to have expected they were going to put you to work to make sure you're not a spy.
Oh. she just kind of sits there for a minute. Fair enough. Although, seems that they'll probably end up using me the other way.
That is quite possible. But not for us to decide. This is a direct order from the king.
So that explains why
king?
Fiona was so happy they're taking her away from Alexandria.
Yes. So there will be extenuating circumstances, of course. You still have your duties here, but You are essentially on call for when the king wants to send you on a mission.
Indeed. Rosabella is kind of like she's not shocked per se. It's just a lot. There's been a lot today. So she just nods towards the paper and goes back to eating. Slowly. She's eating slowly as her mind's processing everything.
So, with that being the last sheet, Alexandria just kind of places the papers back in order. Makes a note to. I assume that Alexandria, at the very least, has like a cabinet somewhere in her in her room.
Oh, absolutely.
So she's just gonna. She probably passes the final sheet to Rosabella, considering that that is the one most pressing for Rosabella to now have on her. And then just kind of folds them up, places them in her bag. Um, tries to focus on eating. Going through every single manners lesson of her entire life to be perfect during this interaction with that. Um, and just. So, are you going to be staying in long, or are you heading back out as soon as the funeral is over?
Well, I haven't actually decided on that yet.
That's not like you. Normally, you're able to make a decision in moments.
Yes, that is true, but we are living in interesting times.
Of
And
course.
grandfather was quite insistent that I not make a decision immediately.
Of course. Did he give you any specific reason, or are you more likely to keep that to yourself?
No, it's nothing secretive. He just told me that there might be some legal work to do in the next coming month.
Of course. And that's the thing is, I imagine them just all settling down into this awkward quiet. The two sisters glaring at each other on occasion, just giving each other side eye.
Yeah, every now and again, just the clink of the wooden spoon against the bowl for Rosabella.
Rosabella is still just in her mind, just order from King. I knew this would happen.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else Alexandria would need to bring up with her sister that she very much does not like, but I really don't think there is. Um, so I think the last thing she does when she's about done, and I think she makes a point because her sister's comment of she was about to actually do something for herself. She does take her bowl over to the sink. She makes a point of it.
Yep.
Rosabella just watches her with a raised eyebrow.
She doesn't wash it because she's never had to get this far. But it does go in the sink.
Rosabella just kind of smiles and just shakes her head.
Do you know when the others are going to be arriving?
No, there hasn't been word from more than half.
Of course. Well, if that's all then, I will excuse myself.
There is one more thing.
And what is that?
Fiona stands up, walks up to you, Alexandria, looks down, and surprisingly actually pulls you into a hug.
Oh, Alexandria fucking tenses! She's very much not used to that from Fiona.
Nope.
And I think after a moment she gives that awkward hug back and pats her back a little bit and just, you've never been much of a hugger.
No, but I know I've not been the best sister, and I've also not been... Alright, yes, you can say it. I'm an asshole and a stick in the mud. But I do
Oh,
try.
no, I would go further than that. But we are in polite company, so...
Yep. Also, dear sister, you're not the only one that's learned how to pick pockets, and she walks off.
Oh, fuck! Alexandria's automatically patting herself down. What's she missing?
You are missing Not much, actually.
Oh, thank God. What'd she take? Did she take anything?
You're missing a potion.
What potion?
One of the ones from Twitch.
Oh, okay, she's one of the hair ones. That's fine. That's fine.
Yep.
That's fine. I'll mark that out.
Rosabella just kind of sits there for a minute and just going over it. Was I close enough? Like literally in her head, like as she's finishing up, she's like, "Was I close enough to her? No, I wasn't close enough."
I think Alexandria she didn't take anything from you if that's what you're questioning. Joke's on her, though.
Rosabella,
When she tries to use that potion, it'll just mess up her fur.
Rosabella sets her bowl and she cleans both of them
Of course.
and just puts them away. And then is Fiona still in the room?
No,
No,
she
she
left.
The only
Okay.
reason Alexandria didn't chase after her is she took a potion of Twitches. She didn't take anything important.
Rosabella just. That was interesting.
You can say more. I don't think interesting begins to cover it.
Hmm. Interesting is what I'm gonna go with.
Mm-hmm. All things considered, it could have gone worse, though I am not fond of the fact that she gave me a hug specifically just to put her paws into my pockets.
I think it was to. I think it was more of a reason than just to put her hand in your pocket. She's changed.
Badly, if anything.
You know, she did do something good for us.
She did, and I will give her credit on that matter. But doing one good thing does not immediately erase years of strife.
No, it doesn't. But it's a start.
Alexander just
I'm
gives
proud of
her
you
a
too.
side eye. And for what?
Holding your ground.
I don't think I necessarily held my ground, Rosabella.
But you didn't run.
No, because you told me to go sit at the table, and if I had taken off at that point in time, that would have just caused a scandal or given her fuel to the fire.
You could have left as soon as you saw it.
I could have, but again, fuel to the fire. But
Give
I
yourself
appreciate.
more credit. Okay?
I'll try. But still.
If you're gonna be the head of the house one day, Rosabella says as she starts to walk away, like walk towards, like I guess just leaving the room, but like quotations, like if you're gonna be the head of the house one day, as something she's heard before. Um, if you're gonna do that, you need to start owning it.
I think Alexandria is just so taken aback by that for a second. Her little tail wags a little bit, or she just, I'll try. All right. Now,
That's the most I can ask from you.
I would recommend perhaps we turn in.
I don't
I
think I'm
will.
gonna sleep for a bit. As Rosabella remembers the paper again.
I think Alexandria just kind of shakes her head and just, are you still shaken up by that?
No, well, yes, but no. I knew when I agreed to it, this would be a thing that would happen, but there's been a lot to happen in between.
Right. Well, it would have
So,
been improper prior. Do you remember when we were pups? And we would, like, well, more than occasionally, you would spend the night in my room?
is this an invitation?
It may be, if it will be well received.
Ah, but this time it'll be more of a sleepover, wouldn't it?
That it will be, and as such, I think she steps forward, kind of like her little ears swerving just to make sure nobody is around. And she kind of like reaches up, in a way she would have done back when they were younger, to kind of like pull Rosabella attempt to pull Rosabella down to her height.
It's not easy.
It's not easy, but I hope Rosabella, when she catches on, just like gives.
Rosabella, she does with a bright smile on her face.
And she leans in. She just. There's a new novel that I've been wanting to read, and I do have an extra copy.
Oh, I actually get to participate in this.
You do, but there is a bit of a caveat to it.
Oh.
You are required to give me a detailed opinion on what you read.
Certainly.
And with that, I think Alexandria gives her like another little smile, her tail wagging before she kind of stills it, and the two of them go off to have a little slumber party and read romance novels.
Yep. You read your romance novels late into the night, and early in
Wait,
the
can we have
morning.
Can we have just a quick soundtrack to that of he
Yeah.
did what?
Yes. I'm not going to do that, but yes, you can have that. But yes, early in the morning, the household is awoken by a shrill, high-pitched scream.
And this time it's not Alexandria.
No, it's not.
Um
That
I
is
do think
quickly silenced.
oh fuck. I do think Alexandria at that like just shoots up out of her bed.
Rosabella's already up. And like has like the dagger she keeps on her like her hand on it.
Yeah, Alexandria's door to her room is thrown open to reveal a hot pink Fiona.
Yes! I think Alexandria, like her eyes light up and she has to reaction down so quickly. And I think she just acting as if she knows nothing, places like a hand to her like breast and just what happened to you? Oh, that's just you look dreadful.
Can one of the other ones fix this?
Perhaps if you were to ask nicely and apologize for taking something from a certain member of the family's pockets.
The facade that she's held, this stoic, strong, independent lawyer woman, actually cracks. And you see as big, oily tears start running down her eyes.
Oh, in an instant, Alexandria is like up out of her bed and just, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have prodded. It happened to me just a week ago, and I was upset as well. Sit, get in the chair, go.
She sits down. I'm so sorry. I'm. Look, it's not easy when I had legal books shoved into my paws since I was barely over being weaned, and this whole. You do know this whole thing with the siblings is grandfather's thing, right?
What do you mean? With our training?
His whole life is a competition. He's been pitting us against each other for years, since we were born, pretty much.
I would argue that it wasn't grandfather doing it.
Well, yes, they had some to do with it, but I've never actually hated you, sister, and she looks deep into your eyes and says, Alex, please.
Oh, I would like to say like during this, Alexandria had like got the chest out of potions from Rosabella's bag. Like it's like a whole thing of her like going through them, trying to read what they do. And I think like she looks up from it of like just pure shock, and she just I have been incredibly hurt by your actions in the past, but I will accept your apology. However, as much as it pains me to absolutely admit it, you've always been better at quickly scanning things and retrieving the information. If you would prefer to no longer be pink, and she kind of like starts shoving like one bottle in her sister's paws and like going to read the next, and just, I would suggest you get reading.
Yes. She goes through and. Oh no.
What?
Well, every bottle you've shoved into her paws is a different color dye.
Fiona fixes it. And I think Alexandria just gets like this like moment of just panic in her own eyes before she just schools it, years of practice, and just kind of like steps forward and like she has to stand on her
Rosabella,
tippy toes to cup Fiona's cheeks.
Rosabella, before Alexandra says anything, is, shall we check the front door?
Oh, there's a chance. Rosabella, go.
Rosabella runs out.
You know, Fiona, I lied. You know, pink is quite a dashing color on you. It matches your eyes. And I'm sure it will get everyone in the courts talking.
You
Oh,
run to the front door, and the only thing there is the milk delivery.
Rosabella frowns and just. Should I get Alexandria to scream?
I think that has to be a roll if you do to see how loud her scream is.
There was actually a roll. So
Oh,
you do actually. One of the servants comes in with the bottle and looks at Fiona, looks at Alexandria, who is just sitting in the chair, and you didn't read the instructions, did you?
Is she talking to Alexandria right now?
She's talking to Fiona.
Oh, fuck.
No, I thought it was shampoo. She hands it to Alexandria and taps a claw on a certain part of the instructions. It says,
Oh, no.
quick washable.
I think Alexandria looks at the bottle, looks at the maid, looks at the bottle, just start a bath. Go.
She runs off and starts the
All right.
bath.
Fiona, do you remember when we were younger and then we would have to go in the arena and we would have to go with the speed of man at our paws?
Yes.
Right, the bath is still going to be cold by the time we get there, but the quicker you get in, the less chance it has of staining.
Yes.
Go.
Yes,
I'm behind you. I'm behind you. Alexandria's like grabbing her hair care stuff, like armloads of it.
Yeah.
as they're running, Rosabella is like kind of jogging back, but she has a thing of milk in her hand.
Yes.
Alexandria just sees the milk and just that may actually be helpful calming her down. Can you go to the kitchen and get them to warm it up?
Yes. I assume that it's been figured out.
Possibly. It may stain. And with that, she just the
go.
quickest you've ever seen her run with her tiny little legs.
Yep.
Just booking it.
Rosabella is stopped for a moment, smiles bright, and just shakes her head and walks towards the kitchen.
Flash montage of the nice milk getting made into like some nice warm milk. Alexandria, like even though her and Fiona have had a rocky rocky past, just like comforting her like during the bath, like helping scrub it out.
Yep. Eventually, during the bath and everything, she does decide to leave the pink in the top of her hair.
Oh, I love that.
That's so cute.
It's so
Rosabella's
fucking cute.
coming in with the milk, just some warm milk.
Thank you.
She hands it to her.
She takes a big gulp and just kind of does that little hiccupy burp thing you do after you've been crying heavily but trying not to.
Yeah.
Rosabella just smiles and just kind of crosses her arms for a minute, looking at her fur, and just, it actually looks good, you know.
Yeah, I was in need of a new change of style. I don't actually mind it, but considering I'm due to appear in court within the next 4 hours, I don't think coming in hot pink all over would have been
I mean,
respectful.
It might have not been disrespectful, however. It would have gotten them talking, perhaps distracted them a bit.
Could have made a statement.
It might have been a statement of some sort.
You could have rocked it.
I appreciate it.
Rosabella smiles and just, new beginnings. You're gonna do great.
I hope so.
You'll do amazing. As
I'm
hesitant as I am to say it. Now, out of the bath before your fur turns, well, limp.
yes. So Technically, I shouldn't be telling you this as she's being dried down by a servant, but I'm actually chairing the legal documents for the newest peace agreement between Mao and Pugmire.
Rosabella's
Oh,
ears perk up a bit.
uh, perhaps this conversation can wait just a moment until the maids are able to head out.
No, it'll be news for everyone shortly. Um, she turns to Rosabella. You are actually quite instrumental in this. You and our brother's new, well, let's just say his new companion.
She has
Me
a
and
name.
Makoto.
I haven't met her yet, but
It's
I do
Makoto.
hear she's lovely.
She is, but I will pre-warn you, she has a bit of a
She's
over.
eccentric.
She has an overly excitable nature when it comes to dogs.
Thank you for the warning.
She's
I
funny.
I'm sure Brianna has taken to her like a duck to water.
That she has. At the mention of Brianna, not Bea. Alexander definitely just like does wince just a little, just a tiny bit. By any means, considering it will shortly be public knowledge, are you able to share anything?
Well, it's looking favorable, but there was a slight caveat.
And what is that?
They want our strongest warrior to have a competition against their strongest warrior.
That's a bit odd, but I can perhaps see how it may be useful for them to be able to gauge. But
Something
odd
about
nonetheless.
honor and how they were showed up by that damnable black Pomeranian.
Why do I have a feeling they're talking about Cain and not grandfather?
No, they're talking about grandfather. Apparently, their Duke, who runs a fitness club, has taken a shine to our grandfather and wants to fight him.
Have you informed grandfather of this yet?
He has not been informed because it hasn't been accepted yet. Although
Of
the way
course.
things are going, if grandfather knew, he would say yes immediately.
Oh, he
You
would
know
say
that he would.
yes,
That was never.
100%.
No, that's never even been a question. I mean, more so if you tell him now, he will burst through that courtroom himself and accept any challenge they lay down, without question.
Well, I'm trying to work it from a fight to an arm wrestling competition.
Right. If man is on your side, hopefully you'll be able to.
I don't know. I I'm not a diplomat, and trying to deal with things of this nature, I deal with the legal side.
You
Why do I
guys,
have the feeling that these grandfather and their duke are going to end up being best friends?
in an odd ton of events, I can see it as well. But
The best way to earn respect is through, well, well, in their case, battle.
Cutaway gag of the um uh uh words, please.
they're
Full Metal
hard.
Full Metal Alchemist. Yes, where the two beefy guys are doing the flex off.
Oh my god.
Sean, yes!
God.
I love that so much, and that's all I will imagine, and that's so perfect.
Lord. Um, But yeah.
Yep. So yes, the morning passes and Fiona leaves dressed in her suit, rocking the now pink
I
dyed hair.
I do want to say that Alexandria 100% went to fucking town after her bath, helping her get like her fur perfect.
Oh, absolutely.
She reeks of perfume in like a good way.
Yeah.
Not a chance to smell a dog anywhere on her. Thank you. But yeah, I imagine like in the aftermath of that, Alexandria takes the time to like get herself cleaned back up and just well, that was an odd turn of events this morning, was it not?
Yep. So, yeah, once you had the time to read the bottles of dye, it's liquid chalk.
Oh my god. So that is very temporary.
Yep, very temporary.
Okay, cool. Good to know, good to know. Uh, I guess irony bit. I was talking to Jess about Alexandria putting purple in her hair at some point. So that
There
is
is a
very
purple
good.
dye.
Yeah, she's not going to do it right now. But that's that's a thing we now have available. I
Yes.
love that for us.
And now
Um,
it's time to go to the Inquisition.
Oh, hell yeah. You know how like on like Sundays your mom loses her shit trying to make sure everybody looks good?
Yes.
That's Alexandria making sure Rosabella looks really nice, making sure Echo looks good, making sure all of them look legally put together. Like they're not a bunch of hooligans rolling into the Inquisition. Thank you very much.
Yeah, two lesser nobles and a noble.
They have to look good. They have to look good. One of them is literally a thief.
Yes, literally.
As the noble.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Come on,
But
are
yeah,
you
what do we
actually
see
gonna
on our way
join?
to the Inquisition?
If I can get... Has it stopped working again?
Yeah, nothing's playing through.
Oh, come on.
Theobot said no. R.I.P. Theobot.
I'm trying. Give me a second.
All the technical difficulties.
It would not be a Pugmire session without them. Really, it's just our aesthetic. We do need at least one episode named like technical difficulties, but like a
Oh,
dog pun
this will
version of that.
definitely... Yeah.
No, I think what it'll be is whenever we don't have technical difficulties, the episode we name
Technical difficulties.
technical difficulties.
I'm trying to think what would be a cute pug, well not pug, but like a cute like dog themed like pun on that. Political difficulties?
Oh my god, come on. I actually found the perfect freaking music and it's not wanting to...
It's okay, Dallin. We'll imagine it. We also could all just play it like separately in the background and it'll play through. Like on not just through our end, not through the recording, sadly, but
Yeah, I'll drop it in the chat, in the out of character chat then.
hell yeah, hell yeah.
So, as you are traveling through the town, you get to the center where it is a lot of 2 and 3 story buildings. The sun barely reaches the ground in certain spots, and it is noticeably colder even though it is starting to become summer. As you approach the Inquisition's main headquarters, it is a large Gothic structure built of granite and some other dark stone that you don't exactly recognize immediately.
Oh.
It looks ancient. Because it is. This building has been here since the founding of Pugmire.
Oh shit.
You walk in, and there is an immediate difference between the temperature outside and inside. There are robed individuals running from corner to corner, dealing with criminals, loading up books, shuffling them back and forth, working on paperwork, working on different positions and jobs, behind desks, sweeping and cleaning the floors. There are a few people actually praying to iconography of man. There is just a bustle and hive of activity.
Oh shit. Is there like a center desk?
Yes, there's a large central desk. It almost looks like a judge's podium.
Oh shit. So I think Alexandria takes just a moment to straighten her dress once more, straighten her posture, and strides forward towards the desk.
As you stride towards the desk, the first thing that catches your eye is the large alabaster statue of Justice behind the desk itself. It is not a dog in the robes and blindfold of Justice. It is a human.
Oh shit. I like to imagine just the bit of light in here just catching on that statue and just how imposing that has to be walking forward and seeing what I'm guessing is probably one of the last like statues fully of man themselves in such good condition.
It makes you feel small as you approach the desk and the statue.
So once she gets closer, I imagine she kind of reaches into her bag and pulls out the Inquisitor card that she was given.
You hand it to the desk, and the person behind the desk, they squint down at it and pull back their hood, revealing a very aged bulldog.
Oh shit!
Haven't seen this one in a while. So,
continue. Go, Talon. Go.
yeah, so, how is the old shit?
So I think Alexandria's a bit taken aback by that, 'cause she's never seen an Inquisitor do that, like talk like that. So I think
Rosabella smiles.
100%. I think that it takes her a second before she just returns like a polite little smile and just, my grandfather is doing well. Actually, if you're the one that I was recommended to speak with, she's going to pull out the badge.
Nah, not me, but, we're all old friends here. Your grandfather was, well, let's just say he was the best witch hunter we had.
Witch hunter?
Yeah, that's what we call the ones that go after the worst of the worst.
Alexandria, like, for a second, that noble mask slips ever so slightly. Her eyes get a little bit wider, and light up just a bit. And her tail twitches before she gets it back under control, and it sounds like you must have a lot of stories then.
Oh, plenty. Working in the Inquisition during the witch hunter days was like being on the battlefield. And, in fact, most of us actually came off the battlefield.
So you're war buddies?
Yeah, ever since. He gets down, and the first thing you notice as he gets down from the stool is the normal sound of a boot hitting the ground, followed by the clink of metal hitting stone.
He is a prosthetic. He lost his leg.
Yes. as he walks out from behind the counter and calls a junior over to man it. Come on, let's get you girls back to the bullpen. He
Bullpen?
looks at Echo, looks him up and down, shakes his head, nah, the sentiment stands, and keeps walking.
So I like to think Alexandria just straightens up just a little bit and then trots after him. I do think she spares a glance towards Rosabella in the way that the two of them have known each other for so long and can communicate rather well. In just that, I shockingly like him kind of look.
Rosabella's face instantly shows that I like him, not shockingly.
As they all follow.
Yep. It's a good 5-minute walk down barely lit corridors that are illuminated maybe every 10-15 feet with a torch. The torches are rough rushlight torches, not the wood and rag torches that you're used to seeing in dungeons. So it intentionally keeps the light low. After an unknowable number of doors, because it's so dark in here you can't tell what's a door and what's an alcove, he stops and throws open a door to a lot of old inquisitors sitting around a table playing cards.
Oh my god. Is it the gambling dogs?
It basically is, yes.
Oh, beautiful.
This is the bullpen. This is where us retired or part-timers come and spend whatever time we're not running a desk or driving the whip on the young'uns around here.
I believe that the name makes far more sense knowing that. Thank you for escorting us.
Considering a good third of the inquisitors in here are bulldogs, it definitely does.
Alexandria will give like that polite little incline of her head, and I think she hesitates for just a second before just. When we're finished, if you can spare the time, I would not mind hearing some stories of my grandfather.
Oh, of course. But yeah, any trinkets your grandfather might have given you, just toss it right in the center of the table. Most of these guys around here are pretty hard of hearing. That'll get their attention.
Right, thank you again. And with that, Alexandria just walks straight forward, trying very hard to be polite, trying to channel the energy that her grandfather has for the first time in her life, that confidence. I don't think it's as good as his, but she's trying. And
Give
she's
me
just
your
going...
perform check.
Oh god. Oh no, thank god I still have a card left.
For that.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. You're channeling some of it. It's not like perfect, but you've got a lot of it going on.
Oh hell yeah. And so she's going to reach into her little bag, pull out the Inquisitor badge, and throw it down on the table.
It makes a nice little clinking sound as it bounces and slides across the table. People are firing fireworks here, and our dogs are freaking out.
Oh no, you're okay. It's fitting. It fits the vibe.
Yeah.
So yeah, it makes a nice little clink on the table.
Yeah, as the badge slides to a stop in the center of the table. Okay, my cats are getting into the freaking out too. They're walking over the keyboard.
Oh no.
So as it slides to a stop in the center of the table, there is a pause as one of the bulldogs pushes all of his chips into the center of the table, lays down his hand, stands up, and walks to you girls. And, alright, there's going to be a ruckus in about a minute, so we might want to head out.
Right, of course.
I'll take you to an interview room before, hey! What do you mean, the dead man's hand? Let's go, and he pushes you out the door.
God. Goodbye, Inquisitor badge.
Don't worry, you'll get it back in a minute. I just don't want to be here for you all clearly here as someone gets punched in the jaw.
Is that common?
Yeah.
Right, I can
Rosabella
see.
just continues to have the brightest smile on her face.
I can see why my grandfather was apparently close to all of you.
Yeah. Uh, Second Lieutenant Brian. He holds out his hand to you.
Alexandria will take it, and just Alexandria Pomeranian, granddaughter of Rex Pomeranian.
Man. Rex was a scrappy little corporal back in the day. I seen him wrestle a bear.
He did what?
Oh, yeah. Dude, didn't even have to. Went out of his way to go after it.
Honestly, I should be far more surprised than I am, considering her grandfather is, but that's another story he failed to ever mention.
Yeah, he's not one for talking much about what happened in the past.
He's not. He's always been more living in the moment. But you said that you were going to show us the way. Yay.
Yeah. He leads you to an interview room and opens the door, looks in, makes sure nobody's in there, and then just boldly walks in and sits down. As he turns to you, he's like, Alexandria, huh?
Yes.
Oh, didn't know you were named after your grandmother.
Would Alexandria know that?
Probably not, because of how tight-lipped Rex is.
So I think Alexandria just instantly, her little eyes blink a few times, and I'm named after my grandmother.
Yeah, she was a nurse in the war.
Was she now? She passed when I was quite young.
Yeah. Sad to hear it. We were all at the funeral. Rex got himself shit-faced.
I'm not surprised. With that, Alexandria will start crossing into the room, kind of waving Rosabella and Echo in behind her. And still trying to channel that confidence, she's just gonna walk forward, she's gonna pull out a chair, and she's going to settle in. Fold her little paws, and just... I apologize for us interrupting your game.
It was about over anyway.
Of course. So... Well, first grandfather just handed me the badge and then simply said, go to the Inquisitors. I went to a quite kind Inquisitor, but was directed your way instead.
Makes sense. I'm assuming you've got a mission you're on or somebody you're hunting down.
I do, and I would prefer, if possible, to ask for the utmost silence on your end were anyone to ask.
Don't worry about that. None of these youngins listen to me anymore.
I think I like that. Alexandria gets like a little smile and she just... To be fair, I don't think many of us listen to anyone older than us. In any capacity. But... How much do you know about the situation with my father?
I know enough. I know he is currently on being looked for as the 5th most wanted criminal currently.
He's up to number 5.
Well, considering we've been doing good with catching criminals here lately, that's not that impressive.
Fair enough. So, grandfather informed me that he had escaped, and I am hoping in any capacity to be able to track him down myself. Him being loose is not only a danger for our family, but for all of Pugmire, in my opinion.
Probably. So he's going to pull out the world map.
Oh no, it's been a while since we've seen this.
Yes. So, we know he's got contacts. Hold on while I deal with more technical difficulties of trying to draw in this thing.
No, you're good.
So he's got contacts up here. He's got contacts way down here in the Water Dog City. And there's a nice little hideout over here in the forest.
So I
Well,
think as he's like drawing the marks, Alexandria is like trailing them with her gaze. It seems he has far more contacts than I would have ever guessed.
Well, most of them aren't specifically his, but the clan of weasels he works for.
Right. I know that there's likely quite a bit you're unable to share, but have you been able to find anything at all out? Or anything more than our family would already know?
Well, considering that badgers typically like to cut and run if we get close to them, we've come across a few dead ends, or actually more case in point, collapsed tunnels.
Right. I think as she's speaking, Alexandria leans back, her little ears drooping just a tiny bit before she steels herself again. If I were to share information with you in any capacity, could I get your word that you will have never heard it?
Of course.
Thank you.
If I have to do anything in an official capacity, however, that changes.
Of course, I would not. What I wish to share would be nothing that would force you into action. But I would still prefer if it stays private, considering it does contain. It is personal to the Pomeranian family, and more so myself.
Of course.
And I think with that, she kind of leans across the table just a little bit and holds out her paw. Do I have your word?
He takes the paw, and it's not intentional, but there's a little bit of pain when he takes your paw.
Oh no.
He is an old war dog. He is strong.
Can Alexandria try to squeeze his paw back?
Give me a strength check.
Cool. That's a -1 to whatever I roll. Give me just a moment. /R1d20. You know what? Fuck it. Take my card. That's a nat 20.
Yeah.
-1.
So 19 beats a 11.
Oh yeah. Do I still get anything special for a nat 20? Despite my -1 to my strength?
You give him, like, you don't know if it's channeling Rex or if it's the whole situation and you trying to build yourself up and basically put on this front, but he absent-mindedly, like, he's not crushing down, he's just, his whole paw envelopes your paw. But you get this, you meet his paw with a crush of your own, and it's like not straining, but you bear down enough, and there's a look of respect in his eyes.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Someone respects Alexandria! So I think because Alexandria knows if she brought any notice to the fact, it would absolutely ruin the moment. I think she pulls her paw back, settles them back politely, like her little like fingers interlacing. And inclines her head for a moment before. I'm not sure how aware you are, but my father was choosing to embezzle funds from the Pomeranian family through me. For months, he sent letters out and pretended that he was someone else, essentially blackmailing the entire family. Again, my letters are now completely outdated and absolutely useless. But I wish to find him to repair any damage I may have caused to our family, and to assure that it will not continue. And I think she kind of reaches into her bag, hesitating for a moment before pulling out the letters she had picked back up in the arena.
If you don't mind, I could take these down to the laboratory guys and see if they can do their forensic stuff on them.
Right, can we try to choose one that doesn't contain my name in any capacity?
Oh, absolutely.
And so Alexandria kind of sorts through them slowly. And I think as she's like going through them, there's these mingling emotions in her heart, right? There's embarrassment at the fact that she fell for it. There's anger that she fell for it, and also that her father would dare do that to her.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's also almost this sorrow because this is the man that she tried for so long to please, and yet he still saw her as the weakest link of the family. So I think like these emotions play across her features before finally she selects one of the letters and pushes it across the table to him.
He'll take it and look at it for just a second before folding it up and putting it into an envelope. And seeing all the emotions go across your face, this old dog, this old bulldog, reaches back into a shelf, stops for a second, remembering this is not my office, and then he actually pulls open his coat and reaches into an inner pocket and pulls out a very old photograph and slides it to Alexandria.
So I think Alexandria looks up towards him for just a moment with a bit of confusion in her gaze before kind of taking the photograph and looking down at it.
You have to unfold it because this is like it's a woodcut print type photograph where they actually had to carve it out, but it is a military regiment in front of a medical tent.
Oh.
And there are front and center in like the back row is a very familiar black Pomeranian, quite young, wagging his tail like an idiot. You can tell because of the lines on the paper, like the motion lines, who is kind of acting like an idiot next to a very pretty modeled Pomeranian nurse.
Wait, is she also a Merle?
She's a Merle.
Oh, fuck! So I think just shock plays across Alexandria's features. Her finger lowering to first trace her grandfather, and then moving over to who she can assume is her grandmother. And I think she just... So that's her then?
That's Alexandria Renee.
Oh no, I'm tearing up. She's a Merle.
Yeah. Kinda thought you were her for a minute, although you're a bit shorter than she was.
So I think there's like this soft look on her face until he mentions her height, and then she looks up with the ferocity that Pomeranian family is known
It's
for.
hey, I didn't mean anything by it. Just stating the truth there.
Of course, but... And she kind of like pulls that picture close to her chest for a second. Do you know anything more about her?
Not a whole lot. She was a field nurse. Did a lot of the stitching up, a lot of the bandage changing. She was pretty, but not quite my type, and Rex was gaga over the first time he met her.
Was he?
Oh yeah, we think he actually threw himself into battle harder just to get hurt so he could go see her.
That sounds like grandfather.
Yeah, well, it must have worked considering.
You're not wrong. And I think she kind of like... She knows she has to let go of this photograph.
Nah,
But-
keep it. That's not the only copy I have.
Are you sure?
Oh, of course. Just, make sure you get a copy of it made and hand one to your grandfather. It might tickle him pink.
Of course, I will for sure. Thank you. And like for the first time, to someone that honestly, even outside of the family or sometimes within the family, her tail actually wags. And I think she catches herself after a moment, strains herself back up, and just, thank you, truly.
Without thinking, he reaches down and pats your head and ruffles your fur.
That's so cute. As a player, that's adorable. Alexandria would be blushing if she didn't have fur,
Yeah.
but her little tail is wagging.
Well, we'll get this evidence down to the laboratory guys and see if they can do their forensic stuff on it. Maybe they'll figure something out we haven't.
Of course, thank you. If you were to hear anything else...
I'll let you know.
And she kind of inclines her head and stands up. Gives like that polite little like nod. Tries to excuse herself from the room, stops for a second, looks back and just... Would it be possible, perhaps, at some point for me to stop by and hear any stories that you do know of grandfather and grandmother?
Oh, anytime you need to. Just don't forget your badge. Rex won't be happy if that gets lost.
Of course, I won't. I'll stop in and grab it. Thank you for the reminder.
Yeah.
Do you think that they're done bashing each other's faces in?
Absolutely. Just, next time you get a chance to talk to him, ask old Rex about the witch hunts. See what he says.
I will do exactly that. I'll also make sure to throw in a few questions about the bear. And with that, she kind of excuses herself out of the room, waits until Rosabella comes out, trying to time it when the Inquisitor is like still in the room and can't see it, lifts up the photo as high as she can, and just, she was a moral, Rosabella.
I heard.
Little tail wags. Before she like steals herself again. Still clutching that photograph and just... So, I suppose the best we stop by quickly and then head home?
Sounds like a plan to me.
Little excited. Like, 'cause here's the thing is, I imagine Alexandria is trying very hard to keep it under wraps.
Oh, absolutely.
But she is
Hey,
genuinely...
listen, sometimes they don't control their own tails.
Oh,
Right?
no, 100% not. But also for her, her entire life has been her getting essentially black sheep treatment because of her fur and how small she is and how she looks. That is the first other Merle she has seen in her family line.
Where do you think the genetics came from?
Listen, she's not a scientist.
Hey, I think that this makes it even more special.
It really does. Goddamn, I teared up, y'all.
I'm crying.
I am fucking too, man. Are we ready for Alexandria to get adopted by a bunch of war heroes?
Oh yeah, you are officially the war grandchild.
Alright, let's go get that badge.
Yep. So they grab the badge. Head
There
out.
is, yeah, it's chaos and pandemonium in there. Chairs are knocked over, smashed. There is a knife sticking out of the table, and for some reason,
Rosabella will grab it.
yeah, you yank it out. It's not a dagger. This is like a freaking Bowie knife.
Oh my god.
And for some reason, that badge is still sitting right in the center of the table, pristine, untouched by anything.
Alexandria's just gonna slowly take the badge. And can she tell if like they intentionally did that? Or
Nope.
if that was just like an accident?
This is absolutely random happenstance.
Grandfather won't be killing her tonight. So she is going to take that badge, and I think she hesitates for a second before sticking it in her pocket. But she does not let go of that picture.
Yup.
And I think here's the thing: is me as a player, that should have been I so badly want Alexandria to get to witness one of these card games and participate in it, but knowing Alexandria, she has other things on her mind.
Oh, absolutely.
So as soon as she has that badge, she's like trotting out.
So, as you are trotting out, I have one last thing to do before we close the game for tonight.
Mm-hmm.
As you are trotting out, Billy meets you at the entrance to the hallway, and he hands the three of you badges and says, "Well, because you're going on this little adventure and Rex kind of sent word ahead, you're all officially deputized."
Oh shit!
Uh, nice.
And with that, we will end the session for tonight.
Oh hell yeah! You wait for next session, Talon. She's going straight to
Yeah.
her grandfather. That photo's going in his face.
Oh, yeah. All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening in, and have a good night.